All I really have going is football. I don't know what I would do without it. I'm happy what I'm doing. I study as if I am a coach. I still make my own breakdowns, come up with my own playbook. I just don't have anybody to give it to. But I don't foresee myself coaching anytime soon, but I do like getting as close to the fire as possible.
John, you talked about memories of Brad Johnson, your players. How would you like to be remembered for your time in the team?
You know what? I was never buddy-buddy with these guys. I regret that. I wish I was a little bit more.
There you go. I talked to John earlier.
Oh, okay.
I hope they remember me as providing competition, playing one of the best players, and doing what was right for the team at all times. That's what I hope I'm remembered for the most.
John, you said this was a little bit emotional for you. Was it tough walking in the door? I mean, did that bring back a lot of memories of?
Yeah, man. I mean, this is 7 years. It was Full Metal Jacket when I was coaching. It wasn't like I was here on the weekends. I spent my life in here for 7 years, and there were some great times. There were some tough times, but there were a lot of memories, and they'll never go away. And to come back in here and see a lot of you guys that are still grinding, I feel like I'm still coaching. I feel like I could have gone out there today with a script. Then I saw Jameis Winston. I was like, damn, I wish I had that guy. He's a good player.
You mentioned Jameis. What specifically stands out to you is what makes him a great NFL quarterback?
Well, I get access to all the film, too. I sit in my office and make training reels. And I have young quarterbacks come in from around the country to watch a position and see what's happening in the league. And when you study Winston, you don't realize how athletic he is, how much offense he creates, what a gunslinger he is, how exciting of a player he is, and the command that he has. He's a showman. I love that about him. He can get up there and recognize the defense. He can communicate what he wants done, and he has the talent to execute any play you call. It's that combination that really excites me. And they have an arsenal of skill around them now. So it's going to be, I think, a real fun year for Tampa.
You mentioned how much you watch the game and study the game as you do. What's the biggest change in the NFL since you've had to be on the sideline?
Well, I think the CBA is big. You don't have as much time with these guys in the off season and the way training camps are run. And during the season, the practices are different. So you got to really install your offense differently. I think you got to be smart about what you can do. And roster changes are incredible now. I mean, there's a lot of new players on these teams, but I think that's the big change. And obviously the influx of the up-tempo, no-huddle, college, read option offenses is also the biggest change to me. And player safety. It's a totally different ballgame.
I know that you had said it's a story for a different day, but can you just take us through a little bit what the process? When you got that phone call about that you were going to be coming to Tampa. I mean, where were you? Where were you sleeping? Because I know you are an early riser too.
I had a phone in my house. When that phone rang, it was only one person, and that was Al Davis. And he would call it times where you would expect Al Davis to call, usually when I was sleeping. So when the phone rang that night, I knew who it was. And we had just lost, I think, to the Patriots in the playoffs. I was still bitter about the game. I know he was still upset about the game. I figured that we were going to talk about that. But there were trade rumors going on at that time, and he asked me if I wanted to talk to the Glazers. And my contract was coming up. And make a long story short, I said, I'd like to talk to the Glazers. That didn't make him very happy. And shortly after that, we agreed on a contract. I guess the trade had already been agreed upon between the Raiders and the Bucs, and it all happened fast. Needless to say, I didn't sleep much that night.
In your back of your mind, did you ever think it was going to be the Bucs and Raiders, that they were going to match up with a Super Bowl match?
I kind of knew the Raiders obviously were a heck of a team, and we were pretty good. I remember in the playoffs, we made the playoffs. We had the bye week. I'm really happy when we beat the 49ers, and I see the Raiders advance. And I'll never forget when the Raiders beat the Titans. I think they beat Tennessee to get into the Super Bowl. It was chilling. It was a weird feeling. That was a strange day at the office for sure.
Did you welcome that, or was it a little?
Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to put all the chips on the table, let's put every chip we got, right? I mean, let's not screw around here. If we're going to beat somebody, you might as well beat the other team.